It's my feel-good breakfast show.
Welcome back. This is your feel-good breakfast show, Expresso on SABC3. Happy Wednesday to you. Now, Monday night saw the creme de la creme of the theatre world gather to honor the most stunning performances of 2017 with the prestigious Naledi Theatre Awards, hosted by Cathy Specific and Terence Bridget. Now, among the winners were Sandra Prinsloo for Lifetime Achievement Award and Mike van Graan, whose masterpiece, When Swallows Cry, scooped up 3 of the night's big awards. And Brendan van Rijn and Mike van Graan join us this morning to share more of this spectacular night. Gentlemen, thank you very much for joining us, and very good morning to you.
Morning.
Thank you very much.
I'm assuming, of course, this being the night honouring the biggest stars, the biggest productions of the year, it must have been a spectacular night, especially for you standing in as host, Brendan.
Quite right. It was an incredible evening. There you go.
That's you.
That's me.
In all your splendour. How long did it take to do that hair?
3 hours.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, an absolute incredible evening celebrating the best of South African talent. One of them sitting right next to me over here. And just a wonderful platform to show people what we can do.
Yeah. Is it added pressure, and I'll come to you just now, Mike, when you are standing there as host in front of the biggest names in theatre, and you are a theatre lover yourself, a theatre practitioner yourself, and knowing that some of the biggest names are in front of you, and you've got to perform.
Absolutely, the pressure's on, but it's most certainly not about me on the night. It's about the winners and those in the audience.
Yeah.
And she's lucky. She just takes it in her stride.
Absolutely. And my congratulations to you.
Thanks
When
very much.
Swallows Cry did so well. Tell me about this story, this production, and maybe also let us into your mind and where all of your creations come from. What inspires them?
Well, this particular one was actually a commission from a Norwegian theatre company.
Yeah.
They invited 8 playwrights from around the world to do new plays on the theme of migration, because that's the big theme in Europe at the moment, refugees and migration.
Yeah.
So they invited us to come and spend a week at a time in 3 different Chinese cities over a period of 9 months developing these new plays.
Wow.
So we spent the first week in Beijing, 4 months later in Guangzhou, and then finally in Shanghai. And by the end of it, each of us had a new play about this particular theme.
Yeah.
So I chose to focus on African migrants and refugees, and the 3 stories within this particular trilogy comprise, there's one story that happens in America, which is very relevant now in terms of what Trump is doing with Mexican refugees.
Absolutely.
There's one story that takes place in Australia, 2 Zimbabweans who are kind of taken into a detention center, and there's one that plays itself out on the African continent.
Yeah.
So these 3 actors basically play 3 completely different characters in 3 completely different stories, but all around this theme of migration. So that's essentially what the play is about.
Wow. Is there an overarching theme or philosophy that you hold when it comes to you making theatre productions? Is there a certain kind of message that you want to put through to your audience out there?
Well, I think that I do believe that theatre does reflect society back to itself. I think that I kind of try to explore the relationship between the macro and the micro, how the big themes impact on individual lives, and how in turn we as individuals impact on our societies.
Yeah.
So that's generally where my work is located. But also I work in the realm of satire. When Swallows Cry was very much about kitchen sink drama, as we call it, but I also work in the realm of satire, like, State Fracture, Pay Back the Curry, and the latest one, Land Acts.
Yeah.
But it's all about social commentary on what is kind of happening at the moment.
And so with that being said, I believe there is a lot for the public to learn when it comes to watching such productions as that. And do you think that we support theatre productions enough in South Africa? And I'd like both your answers on that. Are you selling out, basically, is what I'm trying to ask?
Mine would be no. There can always be a lot more support, and I think Mike will agree with that.
Yeah.
South Africa is not known for being a theatre-going public.
We've got great talent.
We've got incredible talent, and we can stand on any international stage and hold our own. And absolutely, it's like sport. Theatre feeds the soul, it lifts the spirits. And in bad times, and times are not the greatest at the moment, people's spirits need to be lifted. They need to go to the theatre. Yeah.
Well, it's an interesting question, because it depends on where you play. Okay. When we did When Swallows Cry up at the Market Theatre, we basically sold out. It was phenomenal. We could have played another 2 weeks and we would have been selling out. We did the same show at the Baxter and we lost an incredible amount of money. And I think it has to do also with what one does and who one's primary audience is. I think black folk don't mind seeing their lives kind of being portrayed on stage, even if it's quite challenging. Whereas predominantly white audiences who might frequent the Baxter, they shy away from those kinds of things because, you know, it's hard and that's not what their everyday experience might be.
Yeah.
Recently we did Land Act, so we premiered it at the Cork Bay Theatre. After the fourth performance, it sold out completely. So there are audiences for particular kinds of work, and I think that, you know, as Brendan was saying now, there's an element of catharsis which theatre plays.
Absolutely.
So people, you know, there are all these things that people feel very anxious about in our society right now. And if theatre is a way in which they can almost feel an emotional and psychological release because the things that they feel anxious about have been dealt with on the stage, theatre can play that kind of role, and I think that's why people do go to theatre.
So both you gentlemen, thank you so much for joining us this morning. Congratulations and congratulations once again. The Naledi Awards celebrating the best of South African theatre.